All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to Good Morning Jacksonville. We have a good show planned ahead of you. For right now, time now is 8:53. Buying a home just got a lot more accessible. Fannie Mae has dropped its 620 minimum credit score requirement, opening the door to home ownership for families who may have never qualified before. Local loan officer and real estate expert Darren Gardner is helping spread the word. And Darren, you're joined here with Verona Blocker. Thank you so much for joining us. Vonda, I should say. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes.
This information, when it came into the newsroom, was jaw-dropping for me. Tell me how you all even found out this information. Of course, you two are the experts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's widespread. Came straight from the government, you know. Yeah. So the whole administration, as far as the Trump administration, when they led this effort, they were very excited about it, and they just pushed it out and made sure it channeled down to all our networks. So we do mortgages as well as real estate. So we were getting notifications from the mortgage side as well as the real estate side. So my email, my inbox, my text message, everything just started flooding. Make everyone excited, because right now it's a buyer's market.
It is.
It's no longer a seller's market. So what's happening is they're trying to motivate Americans to buy, because right now Americans feel like it's not really a good thing to buy. I see the narrative being pushed, but it's always a good time to purchase ownership. Buying real estate is the #1 way people obtain wealth and become millionaires, and it's a fact. And that's the reason why I joined real estate, because I researched that fact and I actually found out that this is how I get out the rat race.
Yeah. All right. Well, Verona, when you think about this and you hear from families, first-time homeowners, how do you get them in the likeness of even obtaining home ownership? Because people are afraid to look at their credit score.
Right. They are afraid. And what we do is we just spread out with it, because even when it comes to your credit score, sometimes individuals don't even know what their score is. They may feel that, oh, I can't get one because my score is too low. Sometimes they don't have anything on their credit. But we take them through the challenge of obtaining, going through their credit first, and showing them that it can be done. Even if your credit score is low, we have different ways, because we deal with credit repair. So the thing with you is not knowing, and that's where we mess up at, because we don't know, or you have fear. But we just show them different families, you know, give them different testimonies of people that are successful, that thought they didn't have the credit score, but yes, you do have the credit score. So just don't be afraid. And it's like being afraid of, I can't do this, I can't do this. But credit score, trust me, there is a way. And with this one came about, it's a way for it to be done. So
I want to talk a little bit more about renting versus home ownership, Darren. Why is it important to be a homeowner versus renting?
So a lot of people say, hey, I don't want to purchase a home because I'm scared I may not have the money for my mortgage, and what's going to happen? Well, I'll tell the person who say that, well, you should be scared to rent, because if you don't pay your rent on the 1st, you're going to have a letter on the 5th, and your eviction will probably be filed by the 7th, and you'll be out before the 1st. If you don't pay your mortgage, you can go to the 15th without even a fee. Then you turn around the whole next month, you won't even have any more fees. So on top of that, then if you just say you can pay your mortgage for 3 months, then they're going to put you in what they call a modification, and it's so many different programs that the federal government has for people not being able to pay their mortgage. But if you can't pay your rent, you gotta go. You gotta go. And so home ownership is the safest way to have a roof over your head. That's the safest way.
What do you hope people take away from this interview today, Darren?
That home ownership is attainable by you, and you. Absolutely. It doesn't matter your credit score. It doesn't matter your income. It doesn't matter if you only have Social Security. None of those things matter. All it matters is that you are ready to start the process.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here this morning. I know it was quick, but folks at home, if you have more questions to ask them, how can they go about finding you both?
The best thing to do is find me on Facebook or send a text message, because that's the best thing. Text is the best way of communication for me. Send a text message, 330-6070. That's the best way to get a hold of me.
All right, perfect. And all this information, of course, will be posted on firstcoastnews.com. You guys are going to have to come back because we need to talk a little bit more about this because this is serious, especially going into the new year.
Well, we're looking forward to it.
Could I add something right quick?
Yeah.
Because even when you was talking about the credit, so now when you're saying about renting and with getting a mortgage, so you're risking yourself that if you can't pay your rent, like what he was saying, that you go through the process of being evicted. Now that's going to affect your credit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Then you can't purchase a home. You're going to be out of your home. You're going to be homeless, and then you have those different factors. But the mindset of the people is like, okay, we're paying. The mortgage is going to be too high, right? Why not invest in paying the $2,000? You know how many people are paying $2,500 a month for rent? They're paying it for rent. So just think, instead of you paying that for rent, you can use that. That can be used for your mortgage, for yourself, for your family, and as well as he was beginning to say, like I said, you got to have us back, because then it goes into the investing factor. So it's so much behind home ownership that it's a lot.
And I just know people who have been disqualified to rent, but they were actually qualified to purchase, which is the wildest thing.
Wow.
But that's it.
Again, thank you so much. Of course, all this will be posted on firstcoastnews.com. We'll be right back after this break.
Thank you.
All right.